The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to the Phoenix International Raceway. Located in Arizona, this track sits in the desert right next to a hill that they call Rattlesnake Hill. This tricky track tonight will play host to the first round of 8. Well, it's the second round, but it's the round of 8, the first race of this round here for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. To bring you all the action here tonight, high above in the virtual Turn 3 Racing booth, it is myself, Roger Muth. Alongside with me, it is the man that they call the boss man, Al Smith. Al, tonight, ISM. They got the tailgaters back out onto the speedway. It's round 8. We have knocked the playoff trace drivers to 8 drivers for the next 2 races.
We have, and it's going to be a very quick round of 8 here. We're going to eliminate 4 more drivers after this round. We kicked off for the last time. We're going to see the tailgates here tonight with the not Craftsman. Oh, I'm dating myself now. The Gander RV Outdoor Trucks here on the RB Custom Race Scrambler series. Next week will be the last week that we see the Xfinity. These trucks, a lot of downforce. We saw a great truck race in the real world here at the Phoenix ISM Raceway. Will we see that here tonight? I think so. It's going to be interesting to see. We got 8 drivers vying for 4 spots, and a win will guarantee you a trip to the Final 4.
Yeah, that trip to the Final 4 will be at the Miami Homestead Speedway, brought to us by the Victory Junction Gang. You can find all the information out about Championship Weekend over at redlightracing.net. There is a fun razor going on right now that's being put on by the Victory Junction Gang group, along with Joe Strano and Tony Strano behind the machine powering it all. They got in contact with the Victory Junction, and like I said, you can go find more information either on their Facebook page at Red Light Racing or over at redlightracing.net. But you talk about the championship, we got to talk about who's all involved here tonight, Al. Tim Blum, Sean Butler. Everybody right now is tied right across the board, 2,000 points all the way from 1st to 8th. And this is how they will be. Tim Blum, Sean Butler, James Heater, Richard Murdoch, James Skelton, Joe Strano, Max Terriel, and Ethan Troutman. You may think, Al, that Troutman may be an underdog along with Strano, and Max Terriel might be the guy that's kind of the one that everybody's picking. But remember back to last time we came here to the Phoenix International Raceway here, when we got the trucks out in Championship Weekend, 2 of your championship favorites of Tim Blum and Butler actually wound up crashing out of that event, getting wrapped up and hung up on pit wall. So anything can happen at Phoenix.
Yeah, anything can happen. There is no out of bounds. We know how tricky the virtual turns 1 and 2 are. Then you got the I call it a technical flat, but a very fast sweeping turns 3 and 4. We can see the guys all the way down towards that inside wall and all the way up to the 3rd groove. That is going to be very wide fan out. I expect a lot of action down in the turns 3 and 4 and coming to that start-finish line, which is now, well, it's still on the back stretch of the real world track. So this is the old configuration. Hopefully pretty soon we'll get the new configuration, but this track always puts on a great show. The Red Light Scrambler Series drivers always putting on a great show as well. I'm really looking forward to kicking off the round of 8 here tonight.
Now, why did you have to go and tease not only all the race fans that are tuning on via either YouTube right now on the Turn 3 Racing YouTube or over on Facebook.com? We do appreciate all of you tuning in. But now, why did you have to go and just throw the carrot out in front of the rabbit? Because I've been waiting for the new Phoenix International Raceway to come here to the iRacing.com platform, and I can't wait till it does. I know all these red light drivers are also waiting patiently for that.
I'm just looking forward to the new to our new booths that we'll get when we get the updated virtual. The booth here on the front stretch about the start finish line is a little crowded for us in here. You know, you're a big guy and I'm the skinny one.
Al, everybody knows what we look like, and they know it's the other way around. So let's stop kidding around here, as qualifying actually just about to be in the books, as you see the timing and scoring ticking across the top of our screen here tonight, indicating where your drivers are. Right now, 20 drivers out of the 27 that have logged in tonight have turned a lap, and we will get ready to take you to our starting lineup here tonight in just a little bit. It looks like 30 seconds. It looks like James Heater, as nobody else is out onto the speedway. James Heater will be our Provisional Pole Award winner tonight here at Phoenix, which is a great start for him because, like I said, he's in the championship hunt.
Yeah, any edge over there, our bonus points on the line. We do know that a potential of 2 drivers can win their way into the Final 4. We know at least two drivers will point their way in. Leading a lap at the beginning of this race will guarantee at least 1 bonus point. There's bonus points on the line for leading a lap, leading the most laps, and winning tonight's race here tonight, which is 90 laps in distance. And I expect this one to be a very exciting and fast race here tonight. It should be a great one. We hope you are all in there at home on the YouTube and Facebook page. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're strapped in here for some high anxiety racing here. So you got a lot on the line here underneath the lights at the ISM Raceway.
Phoenix, ISM, it's all the same, but I can tell you what's the same, or what else is the same. It's going to be our starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, brought to us by the guys over at the Green Forest Tree Supply. Head on over to Green Forest Tree Supply today and get your tree. I know I need a walnut tree to be replaced in my yard, Al. You know where I'm headed? To the Green Forest Tree Supply.
Can you pick me up something while you're there?
Absolutely not a problem, my friend. How about we pick up this starting lineup here? Because starting on the front row is going to be the number 18, the Low Line Racing 18 of James Heater. He will start P number 1 here tonight. P number 2 going to go to the driver, the Metalhead Racing number 31. He's a Chase Elliott fan. Can he do what Chase Elliott just did yesterday evening? That's Michael Trevarthen. He'll start number 2. Starting third, it's the Trust Me Vodka 88 for Sean Butler. Starting in the 4th position tonight out of Florida, driving the Classics Hot Sauce number 10, it is going to be Tim Blum. Starting in the 5th position, the number 42 out of Canada, it's going to be Max Terriel. 6th tonight, out of Somerville, South Carolina, the Hercules driver, the 01 of Richard Murdoch. 7th tonight, out of Carolina also, driving the 86, it's going to be James Skelton. Everett Johnson's got the Dirty Mo Radio, number 33. He'll roll off 8th. 9th, going to go to the Tim Combs Wheel Team 6B, number 917. Starting 10th and rounding out the top 10, it's going to be the 62 of Ethan Troutman.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 out of the Atlantic area, it'll be Jason Wells in that Alienware number 64. To his outside, the dancing partner, the number 2, the draft top entry, that is the man, the promoter himself, that from the Need for Speed Motorsports, that is Josh Buckley. Starting on the inside of row number 7 out of the Full Throttle Racing Camp, that is Brandon Minto in truck number 20. His outside, the number 98, the former playoff contender, that's the 98 of Ryan O'Danny. He was unfortunately eliminated last week. Donald Bennett will roll off 15th to his outside in row number 8, Tony Strano in truck number 3. Sean Single and Christopher Rothrock will start in row number 9, and row 10, Joe Strano, Kevin O'Brien, rounding out your top 20 starters. 21st will go to Kyle Souza. Bob Higgins will be 22nd. And rounding out the starting field, Zach Mitchell in the 924, Brian Phillips in car number 39, and Doug Neal in the Simbox Motorsports 977. We are ready to go racing here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. Green flag is out, and we're underway for the first time. James Heater going to lead them down in the turn number 1 with that M&M's 18 Toyota. Get a little bit loose up the racetrack. Heater in the outside wall. Alienware number 64. Big mess up off of turn number 2. We are still green. The yellow lights are now out for the first time here as James Heater got the outside wall, and then it was Calamity Corner off of turn number 2. Heavy right side damage to the M&M's number 18. Our pole sitter, heavy right side damage, and he is in trouble here as he'll fall to the 8th spot. He's going to have to come down pit road to take a look and see how much damage is done to Heater. Not the way he wanted to start off the round of 8 here, as Sean Butler now being shown as your race leader. Max Terrio 2nd. Trevarthen, Blum, Skelton, and Murdoch, your top 6 trucks as they pace underneath the yellow flag. Couldn't get off of turn number 2. And we'll see if the truck for myself has the replay up here. Take a look back here and see if we can walk you through what happened. Heater got loose on the inside of the track, and up the track he went. Everybody kind of checked up. Then it was the 64 of Wells getting into the left rear quarter panel of the number 917 of Tim Combs. So Tim Combs going through the spin cycle did not touch anything. A little bit of right front damage on that number 917 truck, but he should be able to get going in the right direction here. So not the way we wanted to start this one, is our first yellow out in turn number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like right now we are experiencing some technical difficulties with our truck. The video stream has currently shut down here from the Phoenix International Raceway. We are trying to work diligently behind the scenes here to get that service right back up to you. But till then, we will bring you commentary side by side here from the Phoenix International Raceway until we are able to bring you that live video feed back here. Bear with us as our truck continues to work behind the scenes on that.
Sounds good down there, working pretty hard on there. Do they need to go to the backup feed here? The truck's pacing around the ISM Speedway behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck. It is Sean Butler who's jumped out to the race lead after Heater got loose in turn number 2. They have come down pit road. They spent a minute 27 on that number 18 heavy right front damage on that Toyota Tundra. Not sure how that's going to handle for him as they work here in the turns 3 and 4 underneath the yellow flag still. Chris Rothrock right there in front of him. His right rear quarter panel all jacked up on his Chevy Silverado. 3 drivers down on pit road still as Heater's going to come back down, try to get some damage fixed on this. Very important for them trying to get this truck hammered back out, as this was the start of his championship run, 8 in the round of 8 here. It's going to have some heavy towing to go here. He's down on pit road right now, see if they can fix any more damage as they work here. Looks like lights have gone out. We'll get ready to go for our first restart of the night here at the ISM Speedway. John Butler going to take to the left, take is control of your race field as they work off turn numbers 3 and 4, and they're back on the loud pedal. And it is Max Terrell. He's got a good launch on the outside. He'll sneak past Sean Butler, but Butler with a nice charge down to the inside. He'll move into your race lead off turn number 2, Trevarthen in that Sunoco race truck number 31. They go 3 wide through the dogleg all the way down to there, scraping the paint off the inside wall. They are 2 by 2 through turns 3 and 4, putting the first green flag lap into the books. It'll be Sean Butler with that Trust Me Vodka number 88 entry leading the way with Max Terrell hung up on the outside. Tim Blum along there with Richard Murdoch as Trevarthen will slide on through into your number 2 position, this time off turn number 2, using that dog leg, and that could be very troublesome for some of these drivers later on in the event. That is very aggressive down there, could cause some undercarriage damage, but so far clean and green this time up off of turn numbers 2. Trevarthen looking very good in that Chevy Silverado Sunoco sponsored number 31. They work down the back stretch through that dog leg. It is Butler, Trevarthen, Theriot, Skelton, and Blum, your top 5. 4 out of your top 5 are all chase playoff contenders. Josh Buckley sits 7th. Mike Mitchell. Zach Mitchell in the 924 rides 8th. Ethan Troutman and Old Danny rounding out your top 5. Old Danny going side by side back there for your 10th position, as he's battling the 924, the John Deere entry of Sean Single. Single will make that pass now as Old Danny tries to cross him up off of turn number 2, working lap 10 onto the books as they head into turn number 1. Field quiet singling it out here. The driver, James Heater, out there on the racetrack trying to make some moves as he moves up on the wounded number 20 of Minto. He'll cut to the inside. So Heater up to the 18th spot now as they enter turn number 3. So they've done a nice job down on pit road fixing up that M&M's Toyota Tundra. As he passes Minto, now he'll look to set his sights on the Green Forest Tree Supply. Number 43 of Joe Strano, who rides in your 17th position. Up front, a little jostling for position. Max Stereo going to move that number 42. Stalking Sean Butler as he moves to the number 2 position. As Stereo up the racetrack, able to make the pass. Everybody stays clean and green. Top 6 trucks nose to tail as it is a breakaway from the rest of your field. Working down the back stretch, and I believe we have confirmation that the video might be back up here. We'll welcome Roger. He went down and kicked some butt down there.
Yeah, Al, we are back here live with the video feed. Race fans, we appreciate all the patience there, getting this back up and running. Our production crew behind the scenes here at the Turn 3 Racing Network doing a great job of getting that racing feed. Unfortunately, it does look like there is a little bit of residue on some of our cameras here tonight, but it also looks like that James Heater truck, you see that low line racing M&M's Toyota right there. He currently is still trying to work his way back through the field here as he's back here currently buried back into the 16th position on our timing and scoring. We will have to keep an eye on that low line racer because he is in the championship hunt. Take a look at the left-hand side of your screen as you do notice that you see the red drivers. Those drivers indicate that they are in the championship hunt here tonight. We will keep an eye on some of those red racers. We talked about all those drivers that were in the championship 8 as there is only just 2 races left. This one and then just the next week when we head to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for those drivers to lock themselves into a championship hunt. And now James Heater is going to have a very high uphill climb to get back into that one. It also looks like Phillips got tangled up in that mess. He's down on pit road along with Kevin O'Brien and his Hot Wheels 184 entry. Donald Bennett looks like he has some damage also. So a bunch of drivers on lap number 1 and turn 1 getting some damage, but it looks like now we have single filed out here at the Phoenix International Raceway here tonight for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Once again, race fans, we have to apologize for the technical difficulties. Everybody knows sometimes when your iPhone isn't working, sometimes you have to hit it a couple times. Well, we had to go down to the truck and shake it a couple times to get it to work. And we are back here live on lap number 16 for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series tonight, presented by Red Light Racing. As you see the battle for the race lead, Sean Butler currently has that front spot. Max Terriot, though, the Canadian, right behind him with Michael Trevarthen in tow. Then it's James Skelton, Tim Blum, Richard Murdoch, 3 other championship drivers. So right now, 5 out of the 6 drivers inside the top 5 or top 6 are championship hopefuls.
Yeah, Heater's making a nice run up to your 15th position after restarting at the back of the field. They did a good job. He's kind of, I think, maybe hoping for another yellow flag to get down there and finish repairs on that M&M's as he's got around Joe Strano for your 14th position. That's a good battle, but Max Stereo starting to really apply the pressure. I believe he's probably the championship favor after the first 2 rounds. He moved into this round of 8. He started up front, and now he's all over the back bumper. That number 88 of Butler, I believe he's probably one of the favorites for the championship 4.
Yeah, we will find out, though. Still a lot of racing to go here tonight to see which one of these drivers are going to be able to pull it off. Because, I mean, think about it. There's another driver. You know, you said Murdoch and Blum are right there. Well, don't count out the driver of that 62, the Rheem Chevrolet there of Ethan Troutman. He came in as probably one of those drivers that not many people were looking at. But then again, think back to just the other day where really that many people looking at Cindric when they all thought Chase Briscoe was going to run away with things. Keep your eye on that number 62. He could show you something yet here tonight.
Yeah, Troutman did a nice job back there in the 8th position, about 3.5 seconds behind the lead group as they have separated themselves out, working lap number 20 now as they head down in the turn numbers 1 and 2. You see Sean Butler getting a little bit wide. Theriot is keeping a nice low line on there. Got to be wondering if the tires are starting to give up on that number 88 of Butler as he tries to hold off the number 42 of Theriot. Theriot painting that yellow line up off of turn number 4.
Yeah, Sean Butler still holding a good line. He was one of the drivers last time we came here to the Phoenix International Raceway with the trucks that he was up on the pit wall teeter-tottering, and his night came to an end right there along with Tim Blum. Tonight, both Blum and Butler, the double Bs, are right now inside the top 5. But that 42, the pesky storm from the north there for Max Darrell, he is just not going to go away right now. A little bit farther back into the field, here you see these drivers. That's the number 2 draft top machine of Josh Buckley. He's being hounded by Heater, and Tim Combs is also right there in his 917 Wounded Warriors Project, 917 for Combs, just trailing. Joe Strano also in his Green Forest Resupply entry is right there.
Yeah, Heater coming through the field like a man on a mission right now. Had a very fast truck in qualifying, set on the pole, got loose on lap number 1 and smacked the outside wall as he has climbed his way back now into the 12th position as he sets sights on the number 4 of Kyle Souza and the 33 of Eric Johnson, who are battling. But now Combs to the inside of Buckley up off turn number 4. That's the battle for your 13th position.
Tim Combs right now taking the peak. Will he be able to? He has the advantage, the driver out of Ohio. That young man will go ahead and take the position from the 19-year-old of Josh Buckley. So now Combs takes over position number 13 here tonight. Can he go and chase down now James Heater? Buckley seems like his car or his truck just kind of went away here on lap 20 and has now started to fall backwards through the field.
Yeah, Buckley's car not handling the way it would like out of that F-150. Strano to the back bumper of the draft top entry number 2 of Buckley. He'll cut it down to the apron. See how low they go. There's like limbo here at ISM Speedway as they enter turn number 3. Strano trying to put the pressure to Buckley. Can't quite make the move on him now. Is up front. Things are getting hot as Max Darrow takes a bid for your race lead.
Out of turn 2 they come. Now they will cut the dog leg once again. In tow, though, Sean Butler, Max Terrell, James Skelton. It is a 3-truck breakaway over Michael Trevarthen. These 3 drivers have currently about a little over a second over the driver of the number 31 of Michael Trevarthen, and then they split the difference back there because Zach Mitchell splits another one of the championship hopefuls, Troutman. One driver coming to pit road here. It's the number 4, Kyle Souza. The driver out of Massachusetts, he will come to pit road. He's the first driver under green flag conditions to bring it to pit road.
See if that is a scheduled pit stop or not as they stop down on pit road. Souza, right side tires going on there, so we might be seeing the start of green flag pit stops. I believe they can go anywhere between 30 to 35 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight, so we'll have at least maybe 2 stops here tonight as now Max Trail break to the back bumper as well. A 3-car breakaway as James Heater now up to your 11th spot as he's trying to chase down that Dirty Mo Radio number 33 of Eric Johnson.
And right here, though, for the race lead as we go on board with our RB Custom Rigs onboard camera facing backwards here, looking upon the 42 of Terriot, the 86 of Skelton. You see each driver taking a little bit of a different line, but that 31 of Trevarthen, he is starting to reel back in your race leaders. Sooner than later, he will be knocking on the back door here tonight. He's not going to let these guys get away.
You got to wonder at the start of the race there, you saw Trevarthen get to your number 2 position in a hurry. Did he realize maybe he was pushing it a little bit too hard and kind of backed out of it and now regained some traction in it, cooled the tires off, ready to make another charge there? Skelton was all but sideways, trying to stay out of the back tailgate of that number 42 of Theriot. That time through turns 1 and 2. They enter turns 3 and 4. About half a car length between all 3 of those top 3 trucks. They work off lap turn number 4.
Yeah, this is going to be lap 29 completed. No other driver right now other than Kyle Souza has brought his machine to pit road, so everybody stays out onto the speedway. Now, though, it does look like Tim Combs will bring his 917 entry. He will come to pit road now. He'll be the second truck down here, and now he's on that strategy, Al, 30, 60, and run out of gas as he's coming across the start-finish line.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens here as we had just one slow for the night here on lap number 1. It's been clean and green since. Max Trail trying to take a little bit of that left front out from behind the 88 of Butler, getting some downforce on that front of that Ford Chevy, listen to me, Chevy Silverado here.
I think all you just told the race fans out there, Al, is you would like a Chevy, but you drive a Ford. I think that's what that pretty much was as the leaders will work back onto the front straightaway.
Comes into the pit road hot. We'll have to see if there is a penalty. He came onto pit road in a hurry, so Max Stereo peeling off the racing surface. He's our first of our leaders to come down pit road.
So as Max brings the 42 down pit road, championship contender right here for the driver of the 42. See him long way down pit road. It starts all the way at the exit of turn number 4 and pretty much comes back out exiting turn number 2. So it's very long here tonight. You see the 10 of Blum also there. Butler and Skelton will come down. They're going to bring Trevarthen. Troutman will stay out in the Ream Chevrolet. He will try to lead a lap. He will get it right at the stripe. Troutman will be the third leader of the evening. There you see that number 4. That's Kyle Souza. He will now officially unlap himself, and now he will be right back on to where the race leaders are. He has the freshest tires according to our timing and scoring sheets, but everybody, as they cycle through pit road, then they will officially tonight have the fresher tires.
Troutman bypasses the pit entrance here. He'll lead another lap. Very important, getting that one bonus point. That could be the difference of making it into the final 4 or missing the final 4. As Max Sterrett's going to come around the outside of that Ream number 62 to unlap himself. I suspect the 62 of Troutman is going to try to come to pit road this time by, and he will make that hard left-hand turn off the racing surface and get slowed down here. The pit road speed of 45 miles an hour as they work down here. He will be the last of our leaders to pit. It looks like Rob Higgins and Doug Neal still need to pit, as Doug Neal will come in his sim box number 977 down here on the pit road.
So Doug Neal coming to pit road, and he'll be not actually the last one. There's a couple of them, Johnson, Wells, and Higgins. I think you actually said that, but I was looking at the chat over there, getting word from Ryan O'Donnell that he is officially out of this event. Connection issues that plagued us here up in the booth, also going to plague the driver out of Michigan.
Tough break for O'Donnell. He made it into the championship playoffs this season, and well, his playoff run ended cut short last week after a heartbreaking opening round. Now more issues here as Eric Johnson's going to really pull into the pits as well. I believe that will give the race lead over to Jason Wells, as we still need him to pit, and I believe Rob Higgins to come down pit road. And I believe we'll cycle back around to Sean Butler as your race leader, as Higgins will come in pit road this time by.
Higgins comes to pit road, Johnson to pit road, Wells will stay out. Sean Butler, where is he? He is coming currently right there out of turn, well, now into turn 1 as we look at it here live. He is running Wells down. Wells must have had a, I don't know. I don't know. Wells is on a different strategy out there, playing in a different zip code.
Well, you're down at the truck there yelling at Jimmy Bob down there. Wells was involved in that first yellow flag, so he might have put some fuel in that. He might be able to go a little bit longer, get off sequence. So it'd be interesting to see if this stays green, how this plays out for that Alien Wares number 64 of Wells, as he is your race leader, but he is quickly going to lose some ground here to the number 88 of Butler, who's now just under 4 seconds behind that number 64. So Wells out on the front of this one, using a little bit of different strategy. I assume we'll check down on pit road to see if he took any fuel they were repaired, but that would be my guess, because he is on a different pit. Maybe be able to stretch it and split this race in half in that number 64.
Yeah, I'm also looking at it, and I believe there's another driver who has yet to come to pit road, as you see him right there. That's the driver out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania, the Turn 3 Racing Network machine, Donald Bennett. He has damage on the nose of that 13, so he also has yet to come to pit road under the green flag conditions. He's losing time, but really with a damaged truck like he has right now, he's on that long run. He's just hoping for a caution flag at this point. That's what he needs. He can't afford to come down under the green flag, because he will end up going a lap down to Sean Butler.
Yeah, right now Butler closing in underneath a second and a half now to the back bumper of Wells, as Wells peels off the racing surface. So Sean Butler going to grab your race lead. Skelton is 1 second behind him. Then you can go back another 2 seconds to Max Theriot. Remember, Theriot came down pit road after Butler and Skelton that first round of pit stops. So that'll put the number 42 of Theriot third. Richard Murdoch running in fourth, and then Michael Trevarthen rounding out your top 5 after the first cycle of pit stops.
Yeah, running in sixth then is Kyle Souza. Remember, he was the first one to come to pit road in his number 4 entry. Then it's Tim Blum. Donald Bennett has yet to come to pit road. He's still sitting in that 8th position. Zach Mitchell actually now will take the 8th position with that Napa Know-How 924. How about that young man? Made it into the championship chase and missed it. I believe it was just by a point or two last week. So he currently is being scored in the 9th on our point standings. Then Sean Single and now Donald Bennett, who's actually continuing to fall through the field. Looks like he's actually a little slow on the back straightaway.
Yellow flag is out. It looks like the 184 of Kevin O'Brien has stopped on the inside of turns 3 and 4, bringing out our second yellow flag of the evening. Not sure what had happened. Maybe the engine expiring on that F-150. Here we'll wait to see if the truck has a replay set on that.
Yeah, they're telling me they have it, so they must have pretty much of the bugs worked out back there. Let's take the look back here as we look and see what happened to Kevin O'Brien. It looks like he's just slow on the back straightaway down around the inside. No Punterino on the back end of that Ford F-150, but it looks like it was punted around. And he just comes to a creeping halt down the back straightaway. There you see the 13 of Donald Bennett. It looks like he was actually going to come to pit road. This caution flag is going to help the 13 of Bennett.
Yeah, everybody else is coming down pit road now as we come back live to our cameras. Everybody coming down except for the 4 of Kyle Souza. He is going to stay out onto the racing surface right now. So he will stay out. I don't know if he just missed pit road or if it's part of his strategy. But everybody else has come down pit road. And Eric Johnson will stay out as well, Roger. But your race leaders down on pit road, and they are on their way out. Looks like Sean Butler is going to lead James Skelton Max Stereo off of pit road.
So a couple different strategies here. Also, Donald Bennett, it looks like he did go possibly a lap down, or he was out of fuel. He had to come to pit road, so he will actually tag the back of the field here, pitting before pit road was open. Looks like Kyle Souza will also come to pit road here this time by, so he will give up the race lead. Then it will go to Eric Johnson. So Eric Johnson taking over the lead here now as we work under caution flag here for the second time tonight here at the Phoenix International Raceway here for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Race fans, we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight, whether it's over live on our YouTube feed or over on Facebook.com. Now streaming the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series not only on YouTube, but on Facebook Live. We appreciate you either way, whatever one you found us on here tonight for the Turn 3 Racing Network. I'm Roger Muth, Al Smith up in the booth here, calling the race from, well, he's in the upstate New York area, our Turn 3 Racing studio located up there. We also have ours right here down in Pennsylvania. So we do appreciate you all for tuning in tonight. Al, weather was pretty nice here in Pennsylvania. How about up there in New York?
Yeah, it was pretty nice out up here today. It was up in the, I believe, mid-60s or whatever it was, but I was stuck down in the basement here in the Turn 3 studios, working diligently, trying to get everything squared away as we start our Monday work week. I tell you what, I was looking forward to this race all day long. Could not wait to get on the Turn 3 corporate jet and get myself out to Arizona here tonight.
Couple guys getting this wave around here, though. Higgins, Wells, they will all start tagging the back of the field. Couple of drivers coming back down pit road, though, here it looks. Tim Blum, Kyle Souza, and Donald Bennett are all down pit road. They will get topped off and then back out onto the racing surface here as we go high above here tonight with our camera. Our blimp camera brought to us by the folks over at Victory Junction. Al, we talked about it last week. We talked about it a little bit of the pre-race. Victory Junction coming on board with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series to be the sponsor of the final race of the season, the championship race at Homestead. You can find their fundraiser over at redlightracing.net or over on their Facebook page.
Yeah, great organization that is. The Victory Junction game there set up by Kyle in honor of his son Adam. As we get ready to go green flag race, and Eric Johnson going to lead them down here, staying out. He's 8 laps old tires. We'll see how they stand off as Skelton right to the back bumper. Has to check up. That allows stereo to his outside. Is now Butler. It's going to put that 88 driver on the outside with those fresh Goodyear Eagle tires as they work down the backstretch.
Look at them fan out as they go through the little dog leg there. 2, 3, almost 4 wide racing. as they all make it through turn 3. Will they be able to come out of turn 4 here? It will be the Trust Me Vodka 88 machine leading us back here to lead the first lap back to green. There you see the 42 of Max Theriault. He's going to go to the outside of Eric Johnson. James Skelton also electing to take his Carolina Elite Realtree machine to the outside. He's trying to get around. Here comes Michael Trevarthen. They're going to make it 3 wide through the dogleg. Trevarthen backs out of it with his Sunoco number 31. He will just sit back there and ride. Look who's to the outside. It is the Adventuring Pixels 01 of Richard Murdoch. He has come to dance.
Yeah, Murdoch working the outside. Trevarthen, he'll make that pass. Now he goes set sight on the outside of the 33 of Eric Johnson. He's way up there in no man's land in that light gray area, making it work. Now Trevarthen will go to 3 wide through the dog leg.
Yeah, look at that 3 wide battle as we look back here at our red light racing onboard camera. They're going to sort it out. It's going to be Richard Murdoch being the one that takes the advantage of that. Trevarthen will then also get by Eric Johnson. So, caution onto the speedway. Hard into the outside wall. Going to be the 2 of Josh Buckley.
Yeah, Buckley in the draft top, number 2, F-150. Down on the inside, gets it pointed back in the right direction. We'll take a look here at the turn 3 race in a replay once it is queued up and see what happened to Josh Buckley.
Take a look back here, watching that number 2, the drafttop.com entry here tonight. Just gets a little sideways off of turn 4, and there's that hard, I call it a harder contact, Al, but actually he might be all right.
Yeah, I don't think it hit too hard up on that front. It looks like he kind of came through turns 3 and 4 there and got that left side below the 8. That is a little bit of angle difference between there. Just upset that number 2 a little bit. A tough little kicks to that left front. I don't think it'll be too much damage on that number 2, but he should be able to come down pit road and pull out that fender. I believe he'll be okay, but he's just lost a lot of track position here as we've been slowed for the 3rd time here tonight.
Yeah, just losing the rear end right in front of one of our chase drivers of Joe Strano. So he got lucky when he got through there. I believe we will be able to go back and ride on board with possibly the driver of that number 43. We do have the Victory Junction onboard camera with the 43 of Joe Strano. Let's take a look back here and see if we can get that all squared away for you. Right on board here with Joe Strano. Close quarters there for Joe Strano. He actually didn't even bat an eyelash, Al. He just stayed hammered into it.
Yeah, he did a good job trying to stay out of there. When you see that happen, you have to commit, and he committed, and it could have gone one of 2 ways, and gratefully for him, well, he made it through that without making any contact there.
So a couple drivers that did come down pit road. That was James Skelton, Joe Strano, James Heater, Eric Johnson, Tim Combs, Kyle Souza, Brandon Minto, Christopher Rothrock, and Rob Higgins. All those drivers came to pit road. Sean Butler, Max Theriault, Richard Murdoch, Michael Trevarthen, Sean Single, who makes his first appearance inside the top 5 tonight. They all stayed out, and they will restart 1 through 5 when we do get back to racing here. We are officially over that halfway point home in this event. Looks like Josh Buckley will bring his draft top number 2 back down pit road to see if they can still work on the front nose of that F-150. I mean, it's been a rough season for Josh Buckley. Remember back to Daytona, he had a chance to win, and then the pit road penalty really put him behind, took him out of the championship hunt, and it's just been a downward slope. The SK Modified side of things, though, on Thursday night has been looking pretty good. It looks like that program has turned it around after going winless last season in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. This year has started off pretty good for him, seeing if he can rebound and put it back into victory lane.
Sorry, Roger, I thought I had a rattlesnake up here behind me. Well, you came all the way from Rattlesnake Hill there.
Yeah, Rattlesnake Hill up there outside of turn number 3 and 4. Up there, they got the turn 4 wines also sitting there. Some good wines over there for those guys. We will see if maybe we could get a couple of those bottles up here before the end.
Maybe. It's been a great race so far. I know we're working our third yellow, but it's been a good race. We had the opening lap mishap for James Heater. Let's talk about him. He's all the way back to the 12th position as they double up here. I believe running one spot outside the top 10. So a nice rebound. The team has done a nice job on that number 18 to get his truck repaired here tonight as he is quietly, well, not quietly, he's been very fast all night long. See, he is not quite done up here as the pace truck getting ready to make a hard left-hand turn. Sean Butler, the field is in his hands to come to our third restart of the evening.
As Sean Butler leads us back into the restart zone, we will see if he will be able to hold off the driver of that number 42. Green flag is back into the air here on lap number 55, and it actually will be Terriot with a great start to the outside, but here comes the Butler. He will fight back down on the bottom. Will he be able to lead when they get to turn number 3? Look at the crazy speed held there by the 42 of Terriot.
Terriot working the outside of the speedway as they got him 2 and 3 wide behind him is Trevarthen working the outside. Sean Single and at number 914 John Deere entry there side by side as Zach Mitchell takes a bit to his inside, but it'll be Butler holding off the 42 at there. And how about Richard Murdoch? Murdoch in the top 3 now as he challenges for your top 3, for your top 2 positions side by side in turn number 3.
The 42 to the inside looking to see if he can get back to the point here tonight. He has one lap led so far at the line. The momentum for the Trust Me Vaca 88 driver out of Ohio will continue to lead this race. Somerville's own, though, Richard Murdoch trying to now lead his first laps. It would be a bonus point for the driver of the Adventure in Pixels Full Throttle Racing Stables machine. Almost 3 wide entering there. They all took different lines, and it looked like they were going to go 3 wide, possibly somebody down straight to the bottom, but that Murdoch machine just goes single file out of 4. They single file out almost somebody. That was Sean Single and Zach Mitchell, who almost went into the wall out of turn 4.
Yeah, tough, almost hard hit there as your top 10 trucks single file it out here as it is Max Terriot leading the way. Sean Butler and Richard Murdoch, your top 3. Then it's the 31 of Trevarthen. He's the non-chase driver up on the front of this one. He sits there in between Murdoch and Skelton. Skelton with a good run this time up off turn number 4. He'll take a peek to the inside and charges down to the turn number 1.
As he charges to the front now, here on lap 58, will anybody be able to get back around him? Every time that we've seen the 42 go straight to the point this year, it seems like he's been able to run away. He's really seemed to figure out this version 7 tire model that everybody talks about. Version 7 came out not too long ago, but it still seems like it still throws a lot of these drivers for a loop, and we'll be able to see right now if it's going to be either 42 or the 88. Caution flag onto the speedway.
Yellow flag coming out once again for our 4th time here.
Does look like that's the number 13 of Donald Bennett out of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. Looks like he has gone around. We'll have to see what happened to the 13 of Donald Bennett here in a second once the truck gets that all queued up for us here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway, working our 3rd caution flag with under 30 laps to go in this one. Let's take the look back here on our replay to see what happened to Donald. Up the track goes the number 13 of Donald Bennett. What happens as he comes out of the corner? Oh, it looks like net code actually between him and I believe that's the number 3 of Tony Strano.
Yeah, tough break there. Not what Bennett wanted here tonight. He's qualified in the 15th spot. Had a good outlook here tonight. Is all your race leaders are going to peel down and come to pit road, which could be the final stop of the race.
Yeah, this could be it. It does look like James Skelton actually stays out in his 86 machine. Terriot, Butler, Murdoch, Trevarthen, Mitchell, Single, Blum, they all come to pit road, which could be the final time. Maybe one of these drivers are thinking that this won't be the final pit stop that they're going to have to make tonight.
Four
see
tire
this.
stops down here on pit road, down and away. Buckley, it looks like Minto going to come off pit road first here, but it looks like it'll be Max Terrell, Eric Johnson, and Sean Butler among your top 3 drivers that were up at the front of this one.
Yeah, looking at Minto's machine, it looks like Brandon Minto has some damage on the rear end of his Miller Lite Barstool Sports can entry here tonight for the Full Throttle Racing Stable, and it looks like he's actually going to bring it to pit road. He only sat in his pit stall for 6.5 seconds. I think that was just fuel only for him there, so I think this time he'll come down and he'll put 4 tires on the machine.
Minto coming down pit road there. It's James Skelton out on the front of this one. He stayed out on this recent yellow flag as they work here lap number 63 behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck for our 4th yellow of the evening. Tim Combs, his outside at number 917. That's a nice looking race truck that he's got out there. Can't believe I just said that about a Chevy, but it is a very nice looking truck.
You know, out all night long. It was the Ford Chevy combination. Now it's the Chevy again. I think my counting is up to about 3 or 4. Chevy references for you here tonight. Are you sure you're feeling all right? Do you need us to go buy you a Chevy or something?
Please don't buy me a Chevy, no.
But you could definitely push that Chevy to the levee, that's for sure. We're going to see if one of these Chevys are going to be able to come up here, because right now it'll be Combs and Souza who do start inside the top 3 here. They got Chevys. Your first Ford is going to be the Higgins Hill Racing entry of Rob Higgins. He is sitting there in that 4th position, so we'll see if Rob is able to hang on here with his entry and possibly sneak one away. This is the highest that the driver of that 941 has been. He is a rookie here this season with the Scrambler series. He does compete over in the SK Modified division. This will be his 2nd year in the Modifieds.
Yeah, he's been picking up speed week in and week out. He finds himself here in the top 5. Here is the championship round of 8. It's just past been past halfway, but we're closing in on the later half of this race here. It is James Skelton and Tim Combs going to lead us to the green flag for our 4th restart of the night. Once that Chevy Silverado gets out of the way, Kyle Souza, Rob Higgins, Daryl Johnson, in row number 3, Butler, Murdoch, Trevarthen Single, your top 10 is a green flag is back out, and we're back underway here for the Phoenix 90 for the R&B Custom Rig Scrambler Series.
Yeah, it was a good-looking Chevy Silverado that was leading the field there, wasn't it, Al?
I don't know about that. Oh, one truck out of the shape. That's the 33 of Johnson. The John Deere entry, the 977, the James Neal, the Doug Neal going around as well. Yellow, yellow, yellow in turn number 2.
That's the sim box entry. The driver out of Georgia, Doug Neals, he pulls it away. He has lots of damage done to his sim box machine as there's smoke bellowing out the back end. That crash started well before Doug Neal got involved in it. We will have to take the look back on the replay here. This one we might have to dissect just a little bit as we work our 4th caution flag of the evening.
Yeah, I believe it has started with the number 33 of Eric Johnson. Might have gotten loose there. So let's back it up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as they enter turn number 3. Oh, maybe some contact.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch that back again there and see if we can zoom it out just a little bit and take the overhead picture here. There you see the 924 and the 914 get together, and then Doug Neal nowhere to go as he gets wrapped up in it. Brandon Minto, Christopher Rothrock also right there in the middle of that one. So a handful of drivers.
I believe that all started with maybe some slight contact between the 33.
Oh, and the 18 of Heater was involved there, so that's a championship
heavy
driver.
Front end damage on the 18 of James Heater. Just noticing that now, as his night might just be going back south as it was starting to climb back up. Now finds himself with heavy front end damage on that number 18.
Right on board here with James Heater. Doesn't look like a lot from the replay, Al, but from overhead, when we looked at that, the contact looked worse than it really was.
It definitely did look a lot worse, and it looks cosmetically not that good, as that Toyota Tundra's grill has been seen better days, I would say, as they work here underneath yellow flag with 23 laps to go. If you're in the 18 camp, are you worried about that damage on the front end of this truck?
I'm worried about just about everything at this point, Al. The night has not started out the way we wanted to. Yeah, we had a great qualifying attempt, but ever since the drop of the green flag, that 18 has had issues. Now this is the second wreck he has been wrapped up in, and now you got to wonder, what more can we do just to get this truck to the end? Think about who's all in that championship hunt. Where are they running currently on the track? Tim Blum, Sean Butler, they're all having pretty decent nights. Max Terriol, James Skelton. The farthest back right now is this 18.
Yeah, right now it's all about damage control. He did not get a point for leading a lap, and the reports from pit road as he got loose, they cut down a left rear tire on the start of this race, so his night went back. It went sour from the start of this one as the left rear went down. That's what caused him to get loose and into the outside wall on the opening lap of the race. And he started to climb himself back almost inside of the top 10. And now his night might get a little bit longer. He sits there in your 14th or 13th position, excuse me, here underneath our fifth yellow. 22 laps to go. Is well, his sights might be set on looking at next week as we drive the Xfinity cars at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Getting reports that the number 13 of Donald Bennett blew up his truck, so that Chevy Silverado will be credited with a 22nd place finish here tonight. Unfortunate for him, he will be joined in the garage with another driver of that blue motor, his Chevy. That was Wells, Ryan O'Danny. Remember the connection issues and a blown motor for Kevin O'Brien, the Australian, and his Ford. So motors, Al, we don't normally see motors expire here at Phoenix, but tonight they're popping left and right.
Yeah, we had some heavy contact, and Bennett maybe got some damage in an earlier wreck that caused some overheating issues on that number 13. As they work down here in turn number 1, Skelton to the inside. He's got Combs to his outside. Theriot trying to get around Souza. He will clear the number 4 as they'll go 3 wide down the back stretch to the dogleg. Skelton with the lead down to turn number 3.
As they go into turn number 3, it will be James Skelton, but the fresher tires of Max Terry. Oh, big wiggle out of the 941 of Rob Higgins. He is 3 wide. Richard Murdoch to the inside. The 62 of Troutman elects the lift, and that's going to allow them to go ahead and get it figured out. The 62, though, of Troutman trying to work to the inside here of Higgins. Higgins on those old tires. That truck's just going to fade quick.
As they work down the back stretch is James. Either rides there in your 12th position. He's gotten around the 43 of Strano, so he's got one of his chase competitors behind him as he's looking to keep toe with the 62 of Troutman. As those two drivers are battling for it, that would put him in about the 7th position, or the 6th position out of the 8 in the championship standings if the race were to end right now. But we have 19 laps to go, and up front Skelton is getting all he can handle from the 42 of Max Theriot. Theriot takes a bit to the inside.
Not going to be able to do anything with it. Look at Kyle Souza, though, hang on back here. He is running in the 5th position with just 18 laps to go. There's the number 33 of Eric Johnson. You can see the damage on the Dirty Mo radio, number 33. Right behind him is Tim Blum, another one of the championship contenders. Just 18 laps to go here as they all cut the dogleg, getting as close as they can, trying to make the back dogleg more of a straightaway here at Phoenix's. Now, out of turn number 4, will the outside lane prevail here for that 33? It will. He's going to bring the 31 of Michael Trevarthen right along with him.
Yeah, Trevarthen working to the inside there as they work through turns. Is Murdoch will get any Souza as well as Blum right to the back tailgate of that 01. Pixels and Pixel number 01 of Murdoch, and he'll swing up in front of the 4 of Souza to get that nice sweep through turns 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is a very momentum-based corner. You got to have a good run as they work down here on the front stretch. Eric Johnson trying to work underneath Tim Combs
One of them into the wall there, entering turn 1. The 4, Kyle Souza, was scraping the wall, entering the corner. It looks like the 4 kind of got sucked into the wall. He had to give up the position to Troutman, and now for the race lead, here comes the 42 of Max Terriel. James Skelton to the outside, but it will be the fresher tires from Max Terriel taking the race lead here with just 15 laps to go, this time by out of turn 4.
3 wide down the backstretch with the 31 of Trevarthen, the 33 of Johnson. He's got the chase drive with the 01 of Murdoch to his outside. Now Blum will make it 3 wide. They're going to go 4 wide through the dog leg.
As they go 4 wide through this dog leg, look at them, almost 5 wide. There is the 62 of Troutman. Thought he would contact there from the 33 to the 917. That will wash Tim Combs up the speedway. Now we're going to be 3 wide out of turn number 4. It's coming down to the closing laps here, Al, and all these drivers are making their chances. Oh, more contact from Murdoch, the 917 there of Combs.
The gloves are off. The drivers know what's at stake. They are working down the backstretch. Murdoch trying to get to the back bumper of Tim Blum as they enter turn numbers 3 and 4. Troutman underneath the 01 of Murdoch. And how about Heater? Heater up to your 9th spot. We talked about the damage to the front of that one. So far, doesn't seem to be hampering the advances of that M&M's number 18. But he sits there riding in your 9th position, trying to do damage control as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, I think all the racing activities that were going on in front of the 18 have really helped him there while they were 3 wide, 4 wide, almost 5 wide racing. I think it really helped the low-line racing number 18 of James Heater. Look at Josh Buckley in that draft top number 2 machine. Remember, he took the beer can and threw it up against the inside wall out of turn 4 about 30 laps ago. Ever since then, he's got it pointed in the right direction. He's headed back into the top 10 here as he's going to get around Tim Combs. Combs, since the restart, he's just not going anywhere now. That Wounded Warrior Project machine headed backwards.
Yeah, Tim Combs not headed in the right direction there as he falls behind the number 2 of Buckley up off of turn number 4 down the front stretch here. Taking off, will be 11 laps to go. Max Stereo has set sail. He's got a half a second between himself and Butler. Skelton runs third, Trevarthen fourth, and Tim Blum running out your top 5.
Yeah, do you think Butler has anything to kind of really go up in battle with Max? Because it'll just be 10 laps to go this time by at the flag stand. It'll be the double high fives from Al. Who's the flagman tonight?
Barney, the flagman there, works for iRacing. 10 laps to go as he's showing him the high 5 twice. Times 2 as they work off turn number 2. It'll be the number 42 of Max Stereo. There's a little bit of a scheme going on there with the 2s.
Yeah, the 2s are wild, eh? Right now, though, it's Terriel, Butler, Skelton, Trevarthen, Blum currently in. Blum is getting all he can take from Richard Murdoch because he is right there. You see the flames on the machines? Well, that's a dead indicator that those are 2 teammates here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway, and they are battling to see who can get themselves into the next round of the playoffs. But they are only going to have about 8.5 more laps to go up and try and run down the Canadian, the crazy Canadian of Max Terriel right now. Still continuing to set the pace here tonight. He's got about, call it a half-second race lead over Sean Butler currently, as this time by to be just 8 laps to go.
Yeah, Max Terriel about 2/10 quicker that last lap by over the number 88 of Butler. So Butler going to start losing ground to that number 42 of Terriel. Terriel trying to punch his ticket to the championship 4. This time off turn number 4, it'll be 7 laps to go. 7 more miles for the 42 of Max Stereo.
Sean Butler there tried to get all he could get out of turn number 4, and that, trust me, Vaca machine, he went sideways out of turn number 4. They will get around the lap down truck, the number 39 there of Brian Phillips, and it looks like the both front 2 drivers will clear that machine before they get into turn number 3 and actually count at the top 3 drivers because James Skelton was also able to get around him. It'll be 6 laps to go.
6 laps to go back here for your 5th position. Murdoch has it. He's got Tim Blum. Has got the sights set on the number 01 for your 5th position. Troutman runs 7th. Eric Johnson, Heater, and Buckley rounding out your top 10 as they work here with just 6 laps to go. Your race leader working down the backstretch and into turn number 3. he'll get the high five sign from Barney off of turn number 4.
With just 5 more miles of racing here, could Max win his 4th race in the Red Light Racing Series altogether, from the SKs to the Scrambler Series? Could he do it? 5 miles of racing to find out. Last time we were here, Sean Butler wasn't able to finish the race. Right now he is running P number 2. That'd be a good points night for him if he was able to bring the Trust Me Vodka 88 home right there. James Skelton still sitting there in 3rd. Trevarthen back there in 4th. Murdoch is in 5th. Blum is in 6th. Look at all the red up inside the top 10 currently. Joe Strano buried a little bit deeper into the field. He's one of those chase drivers. He's currently 13th, and he is the lowest running chase driver on track.
Yeah, Strano's going to be looking for some help next week as we head to the Atlanta Motor Speedway after about 3.5 more miles here, as Max Terrell showing the way almost 1 second in front of Butler. Skelton closing in on the number 88 of Butler. Trevarthen 4th. Murdoch still holding on to your 5th spot as they work up off the corner. It'll be 3 laps to go. With
3 laps to go, everybody has gone single file here on the raceway. Nobody is side-by-side battling. It looks like everybody has pretty much used up their machines here tonight. You got to go all the way back here to the Christopher Rothrock entry, as he is side-by-side with the Checker Flag Auto Supply, number 941. This is the battle back here for the 17th and 18th position. Remember, Rob Higgins just a couple laps ago was up inside the top 5. He's fallen all the way back to 18th. His truck still looks pretty clean, but with 2 laps to go, he's not going to be in contention for a win here because the popsicle sticks are in the air.
And that's all they are, popsicle sticks. The ice cream has melted underneath the Phoenix sun here tonight as we will look here down the backstretch. Max Stereo cutting the dog leg into turn number 3. About the penultimate time through turns 3 and 4. He'll see the white flag this time off of turn number 4.
As he comes off of turn number 4, it will be 1 lap to go here. Presented by the Checker Flag Auto Supply. So with 1 more mile of racing here tonight, can Max Terrion hold on to it? He is good through 1 and 2. Just get the dog leg, and 3 and 4 to go.
Down the back stretch for the final time in the turn number 3. He'll hold the pretty wheel in that Maxime number 42. It'll be the number 42 punching his ticket to the round of 4. He'll run for a championship. Max Stereo wins Phoenix.
That is 4 in a row for Max. Sean Butler comes across the line. 2nd, 3rd goes to James Skelton. 4th, Trevarthen. Then it's Murdoch, Blum, Troutman, Johnson, Heater, and Buckley will round out the top 10 drivers here tonight, but nobody had anything for the 42 of Max Terriol.
Max Stereo picking up the win. 4 straight for the driver out of Canada. He'll pick up tonight's win here and move into the championship for our first driver that we know for sure will run for a championship here in the 2020 Season 2 for the RB Custom Rigs Scrambler Series.
So as Max comes down the front straightaway, we expect him to go down here to turn number 1. He'll turn the machine around, he'll come back, and then he will celebrate for you race fans. This is his 4th win. Out with the fields that we see here in red light racing, not just on Monday night, but on Thursday night, it's hard enough to get 1 win, let alone 4 in a row across the divisions.
Yeah, and it's very impressive, and Max is well-liked in the racing community, especially in the Red Light Series. Very willing to help anybody out that's out there racing with him. And, he has shown again that he is going to be a force to reckon when we head to, the championship race here in just 3 weeks' time here coming up at the Homestead Miami Speedway. But what a great race it was here at Phoenix. I can't wait to talk to our top 3.
Well, as we get ready to go to our Renaissance Nutrition post-race show, we will see which one of these drivers we can all talk to. I believe we're going to get to be able to talk to each one of them, as James Skelton will join us also. So we will have all 3 of our top 3 drivers to talk to after this one. Race fans, don't go anywhere. Hear what your top 3 drivers have to say about 90 laps here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Phoenix International Raceway. There you see the man sitting on the front straightaway. He has officially punched his ticket to Race Free Championship. Let's get down trackside for our Renaissance Nutrition post-race show here. Max Terriol, you find yourself in victory lane once again with this 42 truck. How did you get it done here tonight at Phoenix in the Desert?
Yeah, that was a wild last 15 laps. Starting out on the outside, I got a good restart, and then took my time to pass James. No, even though Sean was coming behind me, and I got the opportunity off of 2 on a good run. And yeah, those last 15 laps were my best laps that I've run all weekend long, and it just happened to be when I needed them the most. So really happy about this one.
Yeah, you weren't the leader to start that last run. You had to work around a couple of those drivers. Were you worried when Sean Butler was going to restart right there with you? You know, he's very difficult at tracks like this.
Yeah, it might have helped that he restarted behind me, and I got third place pretty quickly on that restart, and it maybe offset us for about 1 or 2 laps, and that was just enough. I pushed really hard at the end, and I mean, I didn't want to see a yellow flag either, just like Chase Elliott last night. So it came down to, you know, being the fastest you could be for the last 15 laps. And wow, that was fun racing.
So fun racing here at Phoenix in the Desert. Next week when we head to Atlanta, you are not going to have to worry about what happens in Atlanta. You're going to be locked in. How does it feel knowing that when we go to Hotlanta with the Xfinity car that's going to slip and slide, we already know it's going to slide around? You don't have to worry about that. You can already focus your program and the cup machine for the championship at Homestead.
Yeah, that's it. If I want to spend more time in practicing for or testing for Homestead, I mean, that's the option I get. I still want to perform good next week. Of course, there's 7 other guys that will try to make it to Homestead, so we'll see how it plays out. I like Atlanta. That's where I won last year to close out the season, so we'll see how it goes. But of course, a win tonight is the best way to clinch a spot in the Final Four.
And you do that here tonight. Max, who gets it all done behind the scenes once again with the Chevy team?
Yeah, I'll repeat myself, but the usual people in my around me is my girlfriend, my friend Max at Max and Knitting, and my dad, all watching the races on Turn 3 for you, Roger, and Al at the description, and Josh, James, Richard for running this Red Light League. Good run to Sean and James, Michael, and Richard for top 5 finish.
Well, there you heard it from the driver of the number 42. Hailing out of Canada, he will win his 4th consecutive race. That's counting the SK division, and right here with the Scrambler Series. Al, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with because he will go championship racing November 30th at the Miami Homestead Speedway for the Victory Junction 100.
Yeah, Max, you're going to be a character here. It's a deal with, but coming home tonight in your number 2 position, it was the number 88 of Sean Butler, and caught up with Sean down here in pit road. Sean, you had a great race, led a lot of laps here tonight. This came up a little bit short here at the later stage of this race. We can't be too upset in the opening race of round of 8, coming home with a 2nd place finish.
Yeah, once I came out of the pit stop behind Max, I knew it'd be pretty hard to pass him. He's really good here, just like anywhere else. Been saying for a while now, Max gonna be the man to beat at Homestead, and he just keeps proving it, man. He keeps getting up front and winning these races, and you know, this is what it is. I'm happy to had a good solid race. Just came down to strategy with those cautions and everything like that. Congrats to James being able to hold on with old tires, finishing 3rd. You know, congrats to Max for winning it, and you know, all these guys. Pretty good clean race. Had a couple little cautions and stuff on those restarts. That's the nature of the beast with different tire strategies and stuff. But overall, good race for us.
Talking about the start of the race here, you were right behind the number 18 of Heater when he cut down that left rear tire. You got on the binders pretty quick there. Didn't get into him, That was a pretty close call at the start of the race for you.
Yeah, that was an interesting sight as we go kind of barreling out of 1 and 2, and all of a sudden I see him twitch and just go straight right, and I was like, uh-oh. And I'm just thankful he kind of got out of the way, and just, I mean, it would have killed a bunch of cars if he just kind of spun right in front of everybody. But I mean, he came back to finish ninth. That's pretty awesome of him.
It was a pretty good race here. Next week, our attention turns to the penultimate race of the season, the final chance to make it into the Final Four. What's it going to take for you and your team as you switch to the Xfinity cars to go to the hot Motor Speedway of Atlanta down there in Atlanta, Georgia? It's going to be a hot one. The track is going to be a little slick and slippery. How's your outlook for your team headed in to that race next week?
Yeah, Atlanta, it can be a fun track. I ran a couple laps real quick. The setup, I wasn't really feeling like it was going to be in my wheelhouse. I felt really, really tight on a full tank of gas. I can't imagine what it's going to be on a half a tank. So should be interesting. Of course, tires mean a lot at Atlanta, so it should be interesting at what kind of strategy people do with tires after just if we only have a couple laps on them and stuff. And then I don't know, I feel like we're going to be chasing Max again. Seems like it's become kind of second nature right now, so I think we're going to be chasing Max all the way into the championship.
Well, we hope to talk to you next week. And before we let you go here and debrief with your crew chief, who makes it all possible for you week in and week out here in the RB Custom Rigs Scrambler Series?
Give a shout out to my sponsor, Trust Me Vodka, and then my teammates in Need for Speed, James Skelton and Josh Buckley. Unfortunately, DJ's unable to make it because of work. But shout out to you guys up here in the booth, and then of course the admins over here in Need for Speed and all the fans that come out and watch us every week. We appreciate it. Hope they enjoy it, and looking forward to seeing if we can dethrone Max next week.
There you have it, Roger. There's your second place finisher. The number 88 of Sean Butler is, well, he says they're all chasing that number 42 of Max Theriault, but I believe you've caught up with our third place finisher to round out our podium here tonight down here on pit road.
Yeah, it's one of those drivers that is also chasing Max Theriault in his 42. He also chased Sean Butler across the line here tonight. The driver out of South Carolina, James Skelton. James, this 86 machine looked pretty stout all night long. You had a chance there at the end to hold off the 42. You guys, you rolled the dice. They just didn't work here tonight. Did the tires give up here that allowed the 42 to get around?
Yeah, I mean, I was a sitting duck. I thought I was going to fall further than that because I had older tires, and they pitted, and I had to stay out because I only had one set left and 30-something laps to go. You can't put your last set on, so I was surprised that I could hold Max for just a few laps, and then I was actually catching Sean at the end, and I had 5 or 6 laps, older tires. So I think if I would have had more tires as them, I think I could have had a run for Max in the practice race last night. I was the best truck on the long run. I just got to get better at qualifying 7th, and just picking guys off through these races. 90 laps can go by quick, and then you're trying to manage your tires too. So I just got to get better at qualifying, and we'll see what happens in the next 2 weeks.
You talk about qualifying next week. Already crumbled this week up. It was a great points night. You will go in third into the championship hunt. You will be up over Tim Blum by, it looks like, about 4 points inside that cut line. Atlanta. It's one of those cookie-cutter mile-and-a-half tracks, and it's in the Xfinity car. You seem to have a lot of speed in this Toyota program when we hit the track with these Xfinity cars. Do you think you take the momentum from finishing third here tonight and carry it to Atlanta?
Yeah, so I'm going to definitely put a lot of practice in. Atlanta's probably my least favorite, the cookie-cutter mile-and-a-halfs. I'll put a lot of practice in. Sean and I, and then Richard, we put a lot of practice in throughout the week, and Sean was considerably faster than me on a long run by like 3.5 seconds, and I worked at it throughout the week and got a little bit better. So I'm definitely going to start really soon, just putting the track time in, just to get us all finished, because it's good for me for the points, but it's bad for Tim, and then definitely Heater. Heater's going to be a favorite next week, so it's good for me. They struggled a little bit tonight.
Well, before we let you go here, James, who makes it all possible on this 86 crew?
Yeah, I definitely got to give a shout out to my teammates, like always, Sean, Josh, and then, like John said, DJ hasn't been here with work the past few weeks. Give a shout out to Richard. We put some practice in this week. Give a shout out to you guys. I'll definitely check out the broadcast later tonight or tomorrow. And then I did put a little thing out on Facebook, and I think I had some friends and some family watching tonight. So if they did, thank you. And hopefully put on a good show, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, well, don't mind the splash screen that's thrown up for the first 10 laps there. Technical difficulties inside the truck here, race fans, but you heard it there from the driver of the 86 of James Skelton. Next week, Al, he said it's not his favorite track.
No, not their. It seems to be an echo throughout the garage there. We heard from the number 88, Sean Butler, as well, as he says that's not a track that you kind of don't want to go into being locked in. Well, only one driver is going to have that luxury headed into next week, and that is Max Stereo, who comes in on a hot streak, picking up his 4th win of the in a row here. So next week we head to Atlanta. Roger, I am really looking forward to that. As much as the drivers say that they're not, it's going to put on a great show, and it is going to be the last chance to make it into that championship, for the pressure is on if your name is not Max Stereo.
That is correct. And race fans, we do appreciate you bearing patience with us here in the early stages when the communication with the truck went down in our video program. And as you do see, we did get that reestablished. So we do appreciate each and every one of you hanging with us. And we hope you did enjoy the show here tonight from the Phoenix International Raceway. So for everybody at the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing, they appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you tuning in. And I know my co-host Al Smith, I'm Roger Muth. We both appreciate you bearing with us. Race fans, we will catch you, though, next week from the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the second to last round of the championship. One driver's locked in. His name's Max Terriol. Butler, Skelton, they looked pretty good here tonight. They finished second and third. Richard Murdoch was the other championship driver who finished as fifth. Sixth went then to Tim Blum. Troutman finished seventh. Then it was back to the ninth position for James Heater. And then Joe Strano finished into the 12th position. He was the lowest of the championship drivers here tonight. He's going to have a lot of ground to make up when we do hit the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Race fans, we can't wait to see you, though, next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Hopefully we can keep the truck communications up. So for Al Smith, I'm Roger Muth, and we will see you at the races.